So yesterday the news was here, did an interview about a new scam. It's not really new, but it's one that we've been dealing with a lot with our clients asking us. So we were on the news again yesterday talking about this scam. I wanted to share with you both the information about the scam and the fact that we made the news again. It's pretty awesome.
Well, apparently scammers are back up to their old tricks, defrauding Medicare.
Earlier this year, the Department of Justice announced a massive investigation into a healthcare scam. But as Kyle Jordan reports in tonight's Scam Busters, the scammers have not gone away.
If you're a senior on Medicare, you may have received this call before. Someone on the other end of the line calling to let you know you qualify for a back, neck, or knee brace for free.
If someone's calling you to offer a diagnosis or to offer something free, then yeah, we're going to hear about that from our clients, and that's when we start looking into it.
Christopher Westfall is a Medicare specialist and runs the Senior Savings Network based in North Charleston. He says these calls are an unintended consequence of the growth in telemedicine, which allows a diagnosis without seeing a doctor.
They're calling seniors to say, hey, we've got this new opportunity. You can speak with a doctor just over the phone, and we can prescribe these braces that may cure what ails you, and you don't have to pay anything. Medicare will pay for all of it. And of course, that's kind of usually the first trigger that something may be wrong.
The Department of Justice announced Operation Brace Yourself back in April. According to the DOJ investigation, these callers get Medicare recipients' numbers, transfer the seniors to a telemedicine company to get a phony diagnosis for orthopedic braces, and then bill Medicare. The callers and medical companies get kickbacks, all at the expense of Medicare, to the tune of nearly $1 billion.
Someone's paying for it. It's either the taxpayers or maybe it's their neighbor down the street that may not get something, or the Medicare Trust Fund may run out of money sooner than it otherwise would have because of billions in fraud like this.
24 people were charged in Operation Brace Yourself, including one man from Mount Pleasant, connected to more than a dozen companies listed in the indictment. The DOJ also charged 19 other people last month in a Medicare fraud scheme involving genetic testing. If you've been a victim of these scams or others and you have a story to share,
I believe that most of our clients that we have talked to have all indicated that even though they may not foot the bill, when they get that EOB, that statement from Medicare that says this was paid on your behalf or this was billed on your behalf, they feel defrauded, as the whole sense of community that seniors are, that someone's paying for it. It's either the taxpayers or maybe it's their neighbor down the street that may not get something, or the Medicare Trust Fund may run out of money sooner than it otherwise would have because of billions in fraud like this.
What can people do to prevent something like this from happening, to protect themselves and then also, like you said, I mean, to protect their neighbors so that they're not saying, oh yeah, send me that, whether, when it's not something that they need. I mean, they're getting these phone calls and totally unsolicited.
As with all consumers, I think we have to be skeptical when that phone rings. If someone says they're an insurance agent or they're from Medicare, these things can be easily verified. This is the season right now where everyone's calling and marketing about Medicare changing plans. I think it's very important before you give out any personal information that you verify by you calling out to identify who that person is that you're talking to. First of all, Medicare would never call anyone. A doctor's office would never call anyone to offer a free diagnosis or something free through Medicare. And if it's an insurance agent calling about your insurance, then you can verify who that is. One problem that we see is that seniors will often mistake their caller ID for gospel. If your caller ID says it's the Senior Center calling or Social Security Administration calling, those things can be spoofed very easily today. And people who are scammers will often fake the caller ID from being a legitimate organization. Seniors can see that and say, oh, well, I can just trust what's on my caller ID. The only thing you can trust is the number that you've dialed out. So if you can get the information enough to validate who that person is, if it's an insurance agent, you can check with the Department of Insurance in Columbia, and they can verify the name, address, and phone number. And then if you call that phone number back, you should have a legitimate source on the other end of the phone. Then you can discuss your Medicare, but definitely not from an incoming call. You really have no idea who that is.
And then lastly, for somebody who does this for a living, you're dealing with, I mean, you're looking out for seniors. How frustrating is it when you see, when you hear different things? Obviously, this isn't different, but new ways that people are coming up with trying to take advantage of the people that you're working to protect in a way.
I've got kind of a unique outlet in that I put out a video in real time, and it can broadcast to all of our clients. We can let them know in real time what to look out for. And what I'm really happy about is that they'll share that information then with their friends and their neighbors and other people that are on Medicare, so we can get the word out. I think it's all of our responsibility that work in the senior community in any aspect to share the information of what's going on so we can help protect those that we care about so much.
Anything else you want to add?
This is Kimberly. How are you doing today?
I've just recently turned 65, and this has been a very daunting and challenging undertaking as far as which way to go and who to go with. And a buddy of mine who has been dealing with you guys suggested picked up the phone and called you all.
Oh, good. We're here to help with all of that.
If you want to find out what your options are in Medicare, but it seems too confusing, that's where I come in. Hi, my name is Chris Westfall. I'm here in Washington, D.C. this week making sure that I'm up to date on what's happening with Medicare so that you can know what your options are. Push the button below. Be happy to help you with your Medicare choices so you have all the information.